Today I have several things people should know about the original Pokemon Red and Blue, since recently we were given a new reboot of Pokemon Yellow in the form of Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. You might say to yourself, why Red and Blue when it's Pokemon Yellow being rebooted? Two answers to that. Firstly, Yellow is the spiritual successor to Red and Blue, fixing a lot of problems, but also attempting to follow the anime loosely due to the anime's success at the time. And the second answer is that a fellow content creator and Pokemon enthusiast, Mystic Umbreon, is going to be giving you the facts about Pokemon Yellow over on his channel. So that's why I'm not doing Pokemon Yellow. But he will be here helping me out with today's video as well for now. So after this video, you go ahead and go check out his on his channel for that Pokemon Yellow fact video too. Isn't that right, Mystic Umbreon?
Hey, what's up guys? I'm Mystic Umbreon. Today, Proto and I are going to be exploring the vast lore of Pokemon Red and Blue, and with that said, there are many mysteries. We hope that with this video, you guys get a little insight before the Pokemon Let's Go games are released. Over on my channel, we did the same exact concept but for Pokemon Yellow. So when you're done here and you want to hear more lore and facts, come on down to my channel for Pokemon Yellow facts before Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. The video will be in the description or on the ad card. With that being said though, get your learning caps on and let's dive right into the world of Kanto knowledge.
Starting off, towns in Gen 1 were all based around colors and art, starting with the base town being Palette Town, like a color palette. This transfers over to when using the Game Boy Color or Super Game Boy 2, because while the game is compatible for basic Game Boys, it also includes the data to slightly interpret colors in a very specific way, making many of the towns identifiable via the colors. For example, Pewter City is gray, Saffron City is yellow, and Fuchsia City is purple.
Multiple moves are radically different over the years, but Generation 1 has moves like Wrap, Clamp, and Bind, which are pretty much changed completely. These move changes were due to the game being able to be completely broken by a fast Pokemon with one of these moves. By using Wrap, Bind, or Clamp, the enemy on the receiving end could not move for several turns. In the initial stages of Pokemon Gold, I discovered these moves were still in use, though the graphical errors were different. They were not altered until the final release of Generation 2. Imagine playing through Pokemon and beating every game with one attack from a fast Pokemon.
Speaking of beta, originally Generation 1 and 2 were to be one game, but because of the problems with the space on the original Game Boy, the extra Pokemon can be found on Gen 1, but they are glitched and cannot be used properly, often soft-locking or hard-locking the game when attempting to use them in battle. There are methods that can be used to trade non-used mons and even get them to work within the game from Generation 2 to Gen 1, but they will not look right, and their moves will not be correct either. At one point in time, I had a self-destructing Bulbasaur and a Charizard with TMs for moves. And while this is not outside the realm of possibility because Gen 1 glitches, it is still interesting to know that we can get working glitched mons within Gen 1, albeit with ridiculous moves.
Pokemon was originally known as Capsule Monsters, but the only reason it was changed was because of a copyright and trademark issue, just like Sega and the Mega Drive. It is curious to think about if Pokemon would have been different, less successful if it was called Capsulemon or Capsule Monsters. Doesn't exactly roll off the tongue, but neither does Pokemon or Pocket Monsters either. Maybe it still would have been successful. Strange though, Pokemon is not the Japanese name, as it was actually called Pocket Monsters. Instead, Pokemon is just a combination of Pocket Monster, meaning the English variant was the popular choice for the series.
Pokemon trainers once had whips to illustrate how cruel some trainers can be, using Pokemon as tools instead of friends. This can still be seen in Gen 1 with the Rockets, Tamers, and the gym leader Sabrina. Many speculate that, like the manga, Sabrina was going to be working for Team Rocket, but the games are significantly different, therefore no one really knows what was up with that design.
Several Pokemon can be evolved just by having a different Pokemon in the party. This is a glitch and was later patched. Pokemon like Exeggutor would correspond to a Moonstone, so leveling up Jigglypuff in battle would then prompt an evolution. Growlithe corresponds to a Thunderstone, so if you have Pikachu in your party, leveling it up would then trigger an evolution without a stone as well. There were also some Pokemon that just evolved by being exposed to non-evolutionary items, like a missing no Pokemon into Chansey when exposed to a card key.
Originally, fossil-type Pokemon were not rock types. It is believed through the process of resurrecting them that these fossils took on the rock typing because they are derived from being locked away in stone, making rock typing a part of the process of restoring them. Many of them were the types that they were without the rock dual typing, making Aerodactyl just a flying type alone, or Kabuto just a water type. However, people speculate that Kabuto would have been a bug water type, and it resembles because it's a bottom dweller. Fossil Pokemon may rock, but it's not because of their typing alone.
Speaking of flying Pokemon like Aerodactyl, how can a rock Pokemon that weighs 130 pounds fly? Well, there are plenty of flying mysteries in Pokemon, from Spearow and Pidgey being able to learn fly, to a massive bat like Golbat not being able to fly around, and neither can Dragonite. But you know what can learn fly? Doduo and Dodrio, which when you see it on Pokemon Stadium is absolutely hilarious. While these Pokemon look hilarious, they do in fact have tiny wings, but poor Golbat and Zubat, they can't learn fly. So that famous scene where Zubat is flying Squirtle, somehow that is a lie according to Gen 1 mechanics at the time. If you find yourself in need of a flying Pokemon, as long as it's not Charizard, Dragonite, or Zubat and Golbat, you're good to go, at least for Generation 1.
Genders did not exist in Gen 1, with the exception of 3 Pokemon. You might be thinking to yourself, Nidoran male and female, but is there another Pokemon that had a gender signifier? Yes, Mr. Mime. While Mr. does not explicitly state that it would be male, it is implied that it was indeed to be male. However, in later games, Mr. Mime can be female, meaning that while it is called Mr., it could indeed be a Miss or Mrs. Still, once again, if Gen 1 had been the game it originally intended to be, we would likely have seen gendered Pokemon in Generation 1 instead of Generation 2.
Finishing up some beta references, there are Pokemon in Generation 1 which were cut for various reasons. Either they were cut for data concerns or voted on, it doesn't matter why. There's a reference to a Pokemon in a way later gen Muna with the trainer indicated they wanted a pink Pokemon with a flower pattern.
Looking back, there are many references to later generations in Gen 1 that were kept in for whatever reason. Pikachu evolving when traded on Cinnabar Island, Muna, and of course glitched Pokemon. It's just amazing to know that Pokemon was going to be something completely different, but still worked out so great. So much so that it launched the series for the last 20 years.
Thanks for having me, Proto, and once again, if you guys are interested, check out the video over on my channel where we talk about Pokemon Yellow facts you should know before Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee are released. We're gonna wrap it up here though. Mystic Umbreon and Protomario, signing off.